think the foundation is probably not in the forefront of the minds of the lay people in most churches. I think that anytime a church is going through either financial investment requirements or financial needs, it's worth their while to check out the foundation's options against whatever else they're looking at.
When we received our estate gifts, the foundation was the first place we thought of in investing, simply because it's very stable, and most of the time you get more return on your money than you do anywhere else.
Mm-hmm. When we got that money, we didn't want to just take it straight to the bank because we knew it would just sit there until we needed it.
We're undergoing a sanctuary renovation right now. We've accessed some of that money for that. We've got some money set aside for children's ministry that's going to lead us way into the future.
After 32 years, our church's organ was no longer repairable. Unfortunately, the cost had increased from $10,000 in 1980s to $95,000 in 2022. But we felt it was best to borrow the funds as opposed to pulling money out of our foundation assets. The foundation, all of the work was done by email except for the final documents. Instead of a normal 20-30 page contract, we had less than 5 pages of paperwork to complete. There were no upfront fees. The rate for borrowing the funds was less than we would pay for borrowing from any bank. The flexibility for drawdowns and paybacks was exceptional.
Eastlake has a rich heritage of people investing in mission and outreach in the community. There was a fund set up to be used for scholarships for people going to college. But we were able to talk with some of the surviving donors and family members and change the purpose of that fund and combine several funds to be able to use that for youth and children's programming. And we have also been able to work on a capital campaign, which is ambitious for us as a smaller congregation, but we're able to get some needed renovations and new things happening in the building.
Our church was one of the first churches to have a civil rights. We held a march here and the children's march here. So that was the part that got us the grant money, was that. But we had no idea that it was going to be what it was going to be like getting all this money. It's been one of the most wonderful experiences I've ever gone through, because I've never really gone through an audit before. But going through the audit, Dana kind of held our hands, told us what we needed to do. That helped us out a whole lot.
A group of people here at the church had a vision before I got here to one day have an endowment that had $1 million in it, and that would be able to be used for 3 primary areas: programming, facilities, and missions at our church. And we're happy now to say that it is well over $1 million, and we have about $40,000 to $45,000 a year that we pull out and use for those 3 things. We're using it right now to replace some flooring in the church. We have improved some of our musical instruments. We have given money to missions work that would not have been there otherwise. So the foundation's efforts on our behalf have resulted in a lot more ministry activity.
After the sale of some unused property attached to our campus, we sought the assistance, wisdom, and experience of the Methodist Foundation to help us prepare for our future generations. We're now enabled to do much needed capital improvements and repairs on our existing facilities. We're going to be able to totally replace all 5 of our 16-year-old HVAC units in our sanctuary. We can also replace the over 20-year-old flooring in our Family Life Center and educational buildings and address leaking roof issues on the entire campus. This has freed us to be able to focus on and accomplish our ambitious mission and community outreach plans and dreams. Our church and our future generations will be on a firmer foundation because of the Methodist Foundation.
Right. Well, the foundation currently manages around a dozen of our accounts. They range from scholarship accounts to endowment accounts to general savings accounts that we've parked in that fund to be able to generate interest and and investments. That way we're making the best of the dollars that the individual members of the church have trusted us with. It makes us very flexible to be able to have quick access to the funds, as well as gives us a quick place to put funds that we receive unexpectedly. It's a matter of days to receive funds or deposit funds. It's not weeks, it's not lost communications, it's not missing emails or a myriad of individuals or layers that we have to go through. I've never had an opportunity where I could not reach someone. I've never gone days or really even hours without hearing a response. That's not the case in many instances with outside brokerage firms.
I would encourage any church that has some money that they want to use for the future to call the foundation and talk to them. They've got some great advisors there.
I would encourage any church, large or small, to call or go on the website and see what they might do for you.
Oftentimes in the life of a church, we are not equipped to know exactly what to do in every financial situation. We often don't know what those answers are, but we've always been able to look to the foundation in those situations and always receive great help and advice.
I would highly recommend the Methodist Foundation if you have a little disposable income, whether it's $1,000 or $100,000. I would highly recommend the Methodist Foundation that you can feel safe putting your money with them.
Go ahead, call. Everybody's very personable. They won't make you feel like you don't know what you're talking about. They'll just walk you through whatever process that you need to be walked through.